Have you ever wondered how autopilot really works on a plane and whether it's truly flying the aircraft on its own? It's a pretty cool question that gets to the heart of what we do when we hop into those big metal birds. And guess what? The answer is right there in front of us, literally in front of our eyes, if you know where to look. So, imagine you're getting ready for your next flight. You've got your carry-on packed, your shoes tied nice and tight, and you're settling into your seat. Now, take a look at the panel in front of you, the one with all those buttons and switches and dials. That's where pilots control everything about the plane, except when they use autopilot. Autopilot is like having an extra pair of hands and eyes to help out during your flight. But it doesn't just magically take over. There are layers upon layers of technology working together. It all starts with a simple idea. Keep the plane flying straight and level so you can enjoy your movie or that crossword puzzle in peace. And here's the surprising part. Autopilot isn't as scary as it might sound. In fact, it's incredibly common for pilots to use autopilot for most of their flight. It helps them stay focused on more important things like navigation and communication with air traffic control. But how does it actually work? Think of it like a smart assistant in your phone. Just like your phone can automatically scroll through messages or keep time, autopilot can keep the plane flying at the right altitude and heading without constant human input. So next time you're on a flight and feel that gentle nudge from the controls, remember, someone or something is helping to guide the plane safely along its journey. And if it's working properly, you might not even notice. All right, let's dive into understanding autopilot basics. Imagine you're driving down the highway. Have you ever used cruise control? It helps maintain a steady speed, right? Well, an autopilot system in a plane works on exactly the same principle, but instead of just maintaining speed, it can handle altitude, heading, and even navigation. When you turn on cruise control in your car, it uses sensors to monitor your current speed. If you start going too fast or slow, it adjusts the throttle to keep you at the set speed. An autopilot system does something very similar, but it's much more complex because a plane has so many variables to manage. For example, imagine a pilot manually flying a plane. They have to constantly adjust the altitude and heading to stay on course, which can be tiring over long flights. Autopilot takes over these tasks, using sensors like altimeters and GPS to keep the plane at the right height and on the correct path. It's like having an autopilot function in your car that not only keeps you at a steady speed, but also steers around turns and curves. And here's the surprising part. Advanced autopilots can even handle navigation. They use sophisticated software to follow flight plans, just as if they were reading a map on your GPS device. This is particularly useful during long-haul flights where maintaining precise course is crucial. So, in essence, an autopilot system is like having a highly advanced co-pilot working alongside the human pilot. It's incredibly efficient and helps keep everyone safer by reducing the physical strain on the crew and ensuring the aircraft stays on its intended route more accurately than can be done manually over long periods. And here's the surprising part. These systems rely on a network of sensors and inputs like GPS, accelerometers, and gyroscopes, which provide real-time data on the plane's position, speed, and orientation. Kind of like how your smartphone uses GPS and sensors to guide you through unfamiliar streets. Imagine your phone is trying to navigate to a new coffee shop. It uses its GPS sensor to figure out where it's on the map, much like an autopilot uses GPS signals from satellites to know exactly where the plane is in the sky. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Accelerometers and gyroscopes are also hard at work. Accelerometers measure changes in speed. Think of them as your phone's little speedometer. If you're walking fast, it knows you're accelerating. If you're stopping, it knows you've started to slow down. Similarly, on an airplane, accelerometers sense any adjustments in the plane's speed or even when the plane is taking off. Gyroscopes are like the phone's compass. They measure the orientation and rotation of the plane. Just as a smartphone uses a gyroscope to keep its screen oriented correctly even if you're holding it at different angles, an autopilot system uses gyroscopes to understand exactly how the plane is tilting or rotating. All this data, position from GPS, speed from accelerometers, and orientation from gyroscopes, is fed into complex algorithms in the autopilot's computer. Think of these algorithms as a smart brain that takes all this input, processes it incredibly fast, and then decides what actions to take to keep the plane flying smoothly and safely. By combining data from these various sensors, the autopilot system can make real-time adjustments to ensure the plane stays on course, even when unexpected things happen. It's like having a digital assistant constantly checking your phone to guide you through complex directions with ease. All right, let's talk about something really important. Even when the plane's flying itself with autopilot, your pilots are on top of everything. It's like driving a car with cruise control. You can set it to go at steady speed, but if you need to slow down or speed up, you just hit the pedals. Autopilot works in much the same way. Imagine you're driving through the countryside, and you use cruise control to keep your car going at a nice, constant speed. You might occasionally take your foot off the gas to adjust for hills or turns. If something unexpected happens, like a cow crossing the road, you can quickly step on the brakes or steer. Similarly, when autopilot is engaged, the pilots are constantly monitoring all the gauges and displays. They watch the plane's altitude, speed, and other crucial information. Now here's the surprising part. Autopilot systems are specifically designed to assist pilots, not replace them. The computers help keep everything smooth, but if there's any unusual situation, like turbulence or a weather front, the pilots can take over at any moment. It's like having an advanced assistant in your car who helps with navigation and speed control, but you're still the one making sure nothing goes wrong. This is incredibly reassuring for nervous flyers. The autopilot isn't there to make the plane fly itself. It's a tool that makes flying safer and more efficient. Pilots use their skills and training to ensure everything runs smoothly, especially in tricky situations. So, if you ever feel a bit anxious about flying with autopilot, remember, your pilots are not only experienced and well-trained, but also always ready to take control. And here's the surprising part. Modern autopilot systems can do so much more than just keep the plane at a steady altitude. They can actually land the airplane automatically, and that's incredibly impressive. Think of it like a self-driving car navigating through city streets. Imagine you're in your car, trying to get home from work. You set your GPS route, and as you drive, sensors help you steer around obstacles, adjust speed, and even park the car all by itself. That's kind of what happens when an airplane is approaching its destination. The autopilot uses sensors like radar, LiDAR, and cameras to see and navigate the runway, just like a self-driving car navigates city streets. But there's more. Not only can it land the plane, but many modern systems can also taxi the plane from the landing spot all the way to the gate under full automation. It's like having a virtual chauffeur who knows exactly which turns to take and where to stop. No human driver needed. And here's why this is so important. When pilots are freed up from these routine tasks, they can focus on other crucial aspects of flying, like monitoring weather conditions or dealing with any unexpected issues that might arise. This reduces pilot fatigue and increases overall safety. So while you're sitting in your seat, sipping a beverage, the autopilot is doing all the heavy lifting, literally keeping your plane on its route to the gate without any input from the crew. It's like having an invisible co-pilot working with a real one to ensure everything goes smoothly. So, to answer our initial question, autopilot really works by using advanced computer systems, sensors, and data to assist pilots in flying the plane. Imagine it like a highly intelligent navigator that helps you navigate through a busy city. There are some stretches where it handles things smoothly on its own, and other times when a human driver needs to take over. The autopilot is incredibly sophisticated, but it's designed with safety and pilot oversight in mind. And here's the surprising part. Even though autopilots are amazing tools, they're not just there to fly the plane on their own. Pilots still have full control and can easily override the system if needed. This setup ensures that while the autopilot handles much of the flying, pilots remain vigilant and ready to take charge when necessary. Now, you might be wondering why we even need an autopilot if it's not doing all the work. Autopilots help with repetitive tasks, reduce pilot fatigue, and allow for more precise control under certain conditions. But they're no substitute for human judgment and experience. The human touch is still incredibly important in aviation. That's why flying remains one of the safest modes of transportation. Airline safety procedures are backed by rigorous testing and training to ensure that everything works as it should. Even if an autopilot were to fail, multiple layers of backup systems and manual controls would take over seamlessly. If you're curious about more aviation secrets and explanations, like how planes handle turbulence or why pilots make frequent stops during long flights, the Plain and Simple channel has got you covered. Subscribe for more insights that will help demystify the wonders of flying, and maybe next time you board a plane, you'll have even more to appreciate.